Let's get to it. How many trees and plants do you think he planted? Guesses?
Hundreds of thousands.
So you need to understand how tall a tree gets when it's mature, how wide it gets, and how much sun it needs.
They're all over the place. We've done so many jobs and so much work.
Nice and easy. Beautiful.
Wherever I drive all day, every day, I'm always passing something that Roger left his fingerprints on.
And I look at those trees now and I'm like, I planted those trees with Roger.
So we're ready to dig some holes and put them in the ground.
Great.
Now see these roots?
Yes.
It's all pot bound, so we're gonna take a claw. We're just gonna go in and loosen it all up.
I counted yesterday, 17 on my property alone. Various times he came out there, you know, and I looked at those 3 over there. I was like, oh yeah, Roger put those in when they were now. And he moved about 12 blueberry bushes because he's like, what are those doing over there? And before I got home, they were already over there. You know? We'll roll it in the hole.
Okay.
All right. A Japanese umbrella pine. Beautiful, beautiful tree.
When you've got a master craftsman, when you've got a Picasso in your midst, like, who doesn't want to paint better? Who doesn't want to lean in and be like, what's the secret there?
It's a great thing about prepping the whole bed is it makes it so easy to plant these and just set it in the hole at the right height and then just backfill with that good soil all around it.
Roger loved doing what he loved to do, and he took a lot of pride and care in doing it right.
You can see all the tulips and all those flowering beds in the summer. Thank you so much, Roger.
I cannot believe this was my little dirt patch a couple of hours ago.
Roger, this is beautiful. I want to thank you. I love it.
Roger, you're a godsend. I appreciate your expertise and your help.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate your help.
I had a great time.
Oh, it was awesome.
When our life is over, for people to say, wow, you thank you and you helped me so much, that's a life well lived.
You know, I think Roger's legacy is completely entwined with the legacy of this old house because, you know, he is this old house.
Tree looks great. I've been ribbing Roger that in order to get it in, he had to rip up most of the lawn.
You know me, gotta have a lot of destruction before we have any construction.
There'll never be another Roger, no.
Well, he was so much an original that I hope that he has the same effect that Julia Child does in a funny way as being the original in the cooking world.
Well, we've extended the season in the last few years and we're able to plant right up until the ground's solid. Without it.
It's just amazing, you know, how many people he touched. And for so long, he was just dad to me. And now I have a new perspective of, you know, Roger from this old house and what that meant for so many people, so.
Later on in the show, Jen's gonna show homeowners whether they're in an apartment.
I asked his permission because I said, I can't take this position without you saying it's okay. He said, carry on the passion. And I said, okay, I'm not gonna let you down.
Two big lessons that Roger taught me were it's okay to be a gentleman. And he taught me to appreciate that what we do is a gift. You know, that we're just extremely fortunate to be part of such an iconic and trusted organization, and to have the ability for them to share their craft and for me to help them with that with a really appreciative audience.
Now, there's a couple of rules that go along with that first cut. The first is the 1/3 rule.
Roger taught me a lot about life. And to tell you the truth, I don't even know where I'd be without Roger right now. I don't even want to think about it.
The last time I saw Roger, a week or two before he passed away, he was at his house in hospice, and there's not much to do at that point other than just go and sit and hold his hand. As I was walking in, who was walking out? Fred and Tom. The young kids who Roger mentored, you know, who Roger drove to work, at the end were the ones who were driving Roger to work. And that's the full circle of mentorship. That's a great tribute to him, of the people he surrounded himself by.
We want to just keep the company going the same way Roger ran it. We're trying to, again, it's taken two of us to do what Roger did himself, and hopefully we can do him proud and just keep going the way that he taught us, to keep his legacy and keep the company going.
Hopefully his grandchildren come work for us in the summers. That was the idea.
Yeah.
I want my grandchildren to come work for you guys in the summer just like his kids did.
I could read you 30 of these that I got, but they were all basically the same thing as this one. I'm going to plant 3 trees in Roger's name this weekend and teach my 3 children how to grow and care for them. He's going to teach his kids how to do it right based on Roger. Thank you, Roger.
Thank you, right.
Let's plant a tree.
Roger planted this tree over 20 years ago. It's a magnolia, and in a few weeks, it is going to be in full bloom. And we thought it would be fitting to plant another tree in his honor here at the barn. All right, there they are. Hey, guys.
Hey, Kevin.
So, Jen, what did we pick?
So we picked a Perodia persica. It's a Persian ironwood.
Okay.
It's going to do very, very well in full sun.
All right, well, what do you say we get in the ground?
Let's do it.
When I plant a tree, I always take into consideration where the tree likes to grow, whether it likes sun or shade, and how big it's ultimately going to get. I want the receiving hole to be twice the diameter of the root ball. We're going to measure the tree, and it's going to tell us how deep it wants to be.
14 inches. How'd you do?
Ooh, right on the money.
Look at that.
Like?
I like.
We have a saying, plant them high, they won't die. Plant them low, they won't grow. Every tree has a face, and that's the best side. We want to get that towards the house. Now we got to cut the burlap off the ball. What we want to find is where the trunk comes down and the roots start to flare off. I'm also going to add superphosphate to help the roots grow and some starter fertilizer. Then once it's all mixed together, you can backfill around the tree. It's a bit of work, but it's going to grow up to be a beautiful specimen tree.
Thank you, Roger.
Thank you, Roger.
We love you, Roger.
Thank you, Roger. Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.